So I'm going to have to go buck my wood and carry it manually to where the splitter's at. Now would be a great time to have a side-by-side. So if anyone's looking for a homestead channel to give a side-by-side to, I would love to talk to you. Welcome to TNT Homesteading. Join us as we sink our roots deeper and refine our off-grid life here on our 10 acres in eastern Oklahoma. Hey all, welcome to TNT Homesteading. This is Terry. So I've just got off work and I need, and I do mean need, to get on this woodshed. I need this side completely full if I want to have enough dry firewood for next winter. This wood I've already done. It's about half full here. I've got a little bit there behind me from, well, I did it 2 years ago, I guess, but older wood. In fact, the cat knocked over the wood pile. I want to move all that over to this side, but I want to finish stacking a little bit more in here of slightly newer wood, so to speak, I guess. And I want to put this on the very front because this is the oldest wood I'd like to burn first as well. So I'm basically looking for my oldest wood that I've got that's already been dead and been dead long enough that I can make sure it's dry before winter gets here. I cut down a whole bunch of trees this year. I don't want to use those until at least next year, but I'd like to get them split. But I don't want to start splitting that wood until I've made sure I've got this coming winter taken care of. Unfortunately, the wood's all over the place. So I'm going to have to go buck my wood and carry it manually to where the splitter's at. Now would be a great time to have a side-by-side. So if anyone's looking for a homestead channel to give a side-by-side to, I would love to talk to you. Anyway, it's time to get started. So here's some of the firewood that I'll be collecting. This oak tree as well is one that I will pick up and use. Hopefully, anyway, we'll have to see how good it is. And here's another decent sized tree that's down and dead for several years. Some of it, again, I won't be able to use. I know that. Some of it needs to be used. And that's just what's right around the cabins. Like I said, tornado damage stuff is that direction. And I know I've got plenty of that as well. It's just, I'd like to find stuff closer to the woodshed so I don't have to carry it quite so far. My wife All right, that's it. Well, it of the small stuff. Now I need to take the chainsaw, buck some of the bigger stuff, and take it over to the wood splitter and split it over there. Well, this already looks a lot better. I've got all this wood that was over here just sitting here slowly rotting, either in the woodshed or over waiting to be split. This great big huge tree, trunk of the tree anyway, that was sitting here is gone. It's over there waiting to be split. The stuff here at the very top is not worth keeping. There was a couple pieces I kept and took over to the woodshed to buck to stack here in a little bit. I don't think anything else here is worth that. I was contemplating going ahead and bucking that oak tree that's sitting over there and getting it over here to the splitter, but I decided not to. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and split this stuff, buck it and split it and get it stacked, and then go do the tree. That way I can at least get what I'm doing undercover and drying instead of having it stack over here and maybe the rain gets here and it's a few days before I get to it, or a few weeks, because that's how my life goes. The chickens have told me it's time to let them out, and I looked at the clock and it was pretty darn close, so I will. Come out, my minions. Except for they want me to toss them some food. But as I've told them recently, there's lots of bugs. Go eat bugs. Our cat had a grasshopper yesterday. That's how much wood I've got at the moment, which is a decent amount. It's not a ton, but it's a decent. There was some that just wasn't worth anything. Well, it rained a little bit, but not too bad. I did get all that wood over here. It took me 5 trips to get all that wood over here, but it looks better. I've almost got this side completely filled. I do need one more row. But what I've done since starting today is just about filled up. Well, you can tell from about here up, and then I added some more to the back row there. So far so good. I do still have all this to move over here. Some of this needs to be cut, and a couple pieces need to be split. When I stacked all that, we had a second wood stove that took bigger boards, so I wasn't too worried about them. I know I've talked about this before, but white pine, when you're cutting it, smells so much like pickles. The very first time I was cutting one of these trees, I kept smelling pickles. I was like, do I have a brain tumor? I did go and do some research and found out white pine smells like pickles. So there you go. A little trivia for you today. So some of you may be wondering why I cut these, had a couple of cuts, and then cut it through instead of just cutting them all through to begin with. Some of you may understand it, but I thought I'd go ahead and explain. I didn't want to make a whole bunch of trips with each one of these sections. So I made sure as I was cutting them that I would get about the sizes I wanted, 3 blocks, and then I cut it through so it was easier to bring a longer piece over here and not make a ton of trips. I've done a ton of trips and that wasn't a good idea. This has worked out much better. And there's my wood pile. So now I just have to get it moved and stacked. All right, I'm done. It's taken me about 6 hours to get everything done, but that looks good. I think with the wood I've got over here behind me that I didn't burn this year, I mean, I may still burn some, but I won't burn a lot. I may be able to, I think I can finish this up over here. So that's good. That means I've got enough wood for next winter. So it's a cord of wood. So I didn't even go through a cord this year, didn't go through a cord last year. And so having a cord of wood already ready puts me in a good spot. Now, some of this probably needs to dry a little bit more, but that's why I wanted to get it done now, get me through all of spring, all of summer, keep it out of the rain, and we should be good. I'm ready for winter, and that's what I was after today. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching. God bless. We'll see you on the next video. Bye. Take a look at this video. YouTube thinks you'll like it.